Episode 10 was a really exciting episode, but brought in a lot of juicy information for those Songs of War theorist pros like me. Now, when new information like this from episode 10 comes out, I'd like to see if it's connected to any other episodes or any other stories that haven't been fully explained. And oh boy, I have a theory for you all. This is gonna make the hero, like the TideSinger, look as bad as the DeathSinger. Because what if the TideSinger was the cause of the Great War? So anyway, let's begin. Now, it was one heck of a bombshell for me, and I'm pretty sure for most of you guys, when the TideSinger and DeathSinger were having this conversation, which I'm going to show you.
But you have not defeated me. You are my greatest adversary, Achillean. You united the clans, allied with the Ender Knights, and brought together an army which I could never have hoped to destroy. And you, Achillean, stood between me and the Prime Songs. Do you remember who it was who suggested I enter the tournament in the first place? I cannot win this war. Not now. But I will return.
Now that was some insane, juicy information for a lot of people. But for me, it was an opportunity to make a certain hero look bad. Now, with this conversation, it really made me think, does this mean that the TideSinger himself was friends with the DeathSinger? It sounds odd, but putting the pieces of other scenes together, we might be able to figure out how they are, and later join that, making the TideSinger look bad. Sorry, just very excited. So anyway, as I always do making a theory, I went through the whole series. But this time, not so much, because the DeathSinger and the TideSinger were mostly only talked about in episode 1, 5, and mostly were basically seen in episode 10. Now, as I looked and listened for certain scenes with information, I think I found some pretty good information, so let's begin. So let's start at the very beginning, before the Great War was started, while a war with the Nether and the Overworld was happening. We know that the Masters were looking for someone who could wield all 4 songs, and the clans agreed on them doing a tournament to help decide. Now, when Agressus, aka the DeathSinger, revealed himself from not being who everyone thought he was quite mad from not actually earning what he possibly spent a long time trying to earn, the Prime Songs. I'm going to show you the scene in case you forgot.
When presented with the Prime Songs, however, he revealed himself as Ingressus, leader of the long-forgotten and dreaded Voltaris clan. Outraged, the Masters refused to give Ingressus the Prime Songs, for it was due to their misuse of such power that they had been banished long ago.
Now, remember the scene I showed earlier with the DeathSinger saying to the TideSinger about who suggested I enter the tournament in the first place? Now, at that scene, TideSinger's face looked a lot like guilt and sadness. Now, this was quite interesting to learn, but something wasn't right. Because in episode 1, when Salia said that Ingressus revealed himself and that he was the leader of the long-forgotten, dreaded Voltaris clan, which after that it is said that they were banished because of their misuse of such power. Now, knowing all of this about Ingressus and his clan, why, just why, did the TideSinger allow Ingressus to partake in it? Now, if you think that doesn't sound crazy enough, this was some other shocking news. Something I did not see coming when making this theory. Just before Ingressus revealed himself, do you remember the colour he was disguised as. Yes, it was yellow. Now, what is the TideSinger's clan color? Yes, it is indeed yellow as well. Coincidence? I think not. So the TideSinger has already been helping Ingressus more than I thought. He allowed Ingressus to be in his clan as well. He didn't just allow Ingressus to be part of the tournament, but he also brought him into his own home, I'm guessing. I'm assuming. But do you see where I'm trying to get at? No? Well, don't worry, because I have a lot of other information. Get ready. Now look at these two images I'm about to show. Now, also, try to take note that I tried to find the best possible view of TideSinger, and not just the TideSinger, but mostly his markings, just to help me decipher who the TideSinger could possibly be. Now, in the first image, we have a pretty good view of the TideSinger's markings at the front. Now, for the second image. Now, we may not see most of the markings or him himself, but this was because the camera was at a pretty close view, which I think was done on purpose. Now, if we look at the first image, we can see the TideSinger's markings at the front. Now, look at the top left of his chest with his markings and try and take note of that. Now, let's look at the second image. Look at the very closest yellow clan and look at his chest on the left as well. It's quite similar to both of these images' markings. So where am I trying to take this? Well, I'm about to tell you. Now, it would make sense for the TideSinger to actually be at the final tournament watching Ingressus hopefully win, since apparently the TideSinger was the one who told him to do so. Now, looking at the second image, which we are pretty sure that it is the TideSinger, he looks quite, well, disappointed. Not as, well, shocked like the others. Now, this never really made me think too much of it, but there is a lot of unexpected emotions when it came to the Yellow Clan. Because with the second image, it looks like the TideSinger has, well, a pretty sad face. Because when I watched this scene for the first time ever, it was very curious of why, well, TideSinger, which I'm assuming it is once again, never really had that much of a shocking, well, facial expression than the Yellow Girl Clan next to him. Cause what if the whole revealing himself wasn't part of the plan? Or maybe it was, and maybe the TideSinger was just curious on how things would go, but what if it maybe wasn't? His facial expression doesn't have that much of a, let's hope this goes well, look. More of a, what the heck are you doing, revealing that you're a Voltaris that shouldn't even be here? Look, you know what I mean. Now, as we are on the topic of unexpected facial reactions when it came to the Yellow Clan in certain, remember this Yellow Clan who his name is Aegis Nestoris? His reaction to when Ingressus revealing himself, he seems disappointed. Cause heck, I couldn't blame him. He was about to witness a member of, well, his clan possibly about to win the tournament. And he possibly became friends with Ingressus. But he just turned out to be a Voltaris, which of course is possibly against the Ardoni law. So think of it like this. The TideSinger let Ingressus in his clan, and somehow tricking them into thinking that he was just another random yellow clan. Now, we don't exactly know how long Ingressus was around in that clan for, but it sure does look like that he was probably around for quite a while. For people to have a unexpected facial reaction in the Yellow Clan, they all were probably friends with Ingressus, thinking that he actually had a chance. So, TideSinger has so far broken 2 things. 1, letting a Voltaris into the certain Ardoni area. 2, making him try to get all 4 songs, which is pretty much the reason why they were banished in the first place, because of power. And damn, let's maybe have a third rule, that he pretty much lied to a ton of people about who Ingressus really was. Especially when it came to his own family / clan. They all believed that he was just some random new yellow clan member who is going to just out of nowhere come into the tournament. Now, let's be honest, we don't exactly know when the TideSinger and DeathSinger was actually planning this, because there's no way that they would have just brought in a whole new Ardoni out of nowhere. A clan member that just popped out just before a tournament, and who probably went on about how much he was excited for getting the 4 songs. Because TideSinger did say in episode 10 that his desire was the 4 Prime songs, and that they always were his desire. So there's one question left. Why did the TideSinger break so many rules, did so many things to, well, basically create the Great War? Because think of it, if the TideSinger never invited Ingressus to the tournament, and after he had failed after so long of possibly practicing, it would possibly never made Ingressus so furious. And so furious to go on a massacre on killing the masters and a few clans. Then to make things worse, the DeathSinger then wanted to have the biggest, strongest alliance with the Nether King. The problem that started in the first place. The problem that they were trying to stop in the first place, which extended in a whole new level. So why? Why did the TideSinger do it? Well, what is he mostly known for? Because we've seen it in scenes where, to me, basically Thalius and DeathSinger has said why.
His true name was Achillean Nestoris, and he was the greatest song wielder I have ever known. His true power, however, lay in his ability to unite and lead so many diverse people and factions.
My greatest adversary, Achillean. You united the clans, allied with the Ender Knights, and brought together an army which I could never have hoped to destroy.
Well, all of this, why it all began in the first place, was because of his great power, bringing together people. What if the TideSinger was trying to bring back the Voltaris with the other Ardonis? What if Ingressus and the TideSinger were friends from basically when they were children? And when Ingressus and his clan were banished, the TideSinger wanted to somehow fix it. But it pretty much backfired, and he pretty much created a great war. TideSinger is the cause of it. Again, like I said at the first place, if he never tried to do stuff like this, it may have never actually happened in the first place. Thalius would still be alive, eating his peas. Sen might still actually have a family and be in a color of a clan, and not white, not clanless. Sindaria might not be on, well, fire anymore. And no one cares about what Ingressus and the Voltaris clan would still be doing today if the TideSinger never did it. I don't really care at all. I do apologize, Voltaris, please don't start a war because I said that. But hey, this was all just a theory, a Songs of War theory. And hey, if you want to see this actually happen in Season 2, then I highly suggest that you help out David with sharing Songs of War everywhere. Show your friends, your cousins, maybe hack the news channel somewhere in your area and broadcast it around. Why not? Because the more views Songs of War gets, the higher chance Season 2 will happen, and believe me, I really want the TideSinger to look bad. But hey, anyway, again, all a theory. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Please consider liking this video if you want to see more content like this. Subscribe to not miss out on any other future content. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!